Good afternoon. Thank y'all for coming. My name is Apparatus Operator Dacunha. I'll be your instructor today on our rope rescue class. We have a bathroom in the rear of the room. We have two exits, one in the rear, one on your right. And all right, let's get started. So today we're going to be doing a rope rescue class consisting of constructing a lowering system and then converting it to a hauling system. So that's what we'll be doing today. All right, so overview here. Introduction. We're going to be constructing a lowering and hauling techniques in firefighter rescues. This is going to be used in high-rise and low-angle rescues, confined spaces, and other emergencies requiring rescue rope operations, which we have multiple-story buildings in our territory, and we also have a lot of construction, either underground or otherwise, which this kind of emergency could arise. So, good to know this stuff. Our goal here is going to be to learn how to create a lowering device and convert it to a haul system using the proper equipment, and we're going to establish safety precautions for effective rescue operations. Next slide. All right, lowering and haul system basics. For a lowering device system, they're used to safely lower a victim or a rescuer. We're going to use a clutch mechanism that controls the speed of the descent. This right here. All right, haul system is a mechanical system to lift or pull a victim using pulleys and mechanical advantage. We're going to be using a clutch and a rescue sender to help control the speed during hauling. All right, we're going to go over some of our tools that we're going to use. So first, we have our life safety rope here. Here spring, we use red for our rescue rope, and then we have blue that's going to be our life safety rope. We typically use both if we're on some sort of rescue that's going to be a high angle or something like that. That way we double up on our safety basically. So this is 11 millimeter rope right here. That's what we're going to be using because that's what our clutches are designed to operate with. This rope is rated for 9,000 pounds right here. So same thing with the blue. We have red proof stick that we can use to set up anchors, create a progress capture, things like that. It's used for a friction hitch or not used to attach a loop of cord around a rope. So this is rated for 4,500 pounds each, but it's typically doubled back on itself whenever it's getting used, which doubles the weight rating up to 9,000 pounds. Anchor plate. So we have one of these right here. This is so that we can keep this helps keep the carabiners holding the different parts of your rescue system from jamming and allows multiple points of attachment to a single anchor point. So you see you got multiple holes where you can put multiple carabiners for operating equipment off of. All right, carabiners right here. We use the CMC carabiners. They're a D-shaped ring with a spring catch used to fasten the ropes. These are rated for 9,500 pounds. The strongest part of that is going to be the spine right here. So when we're constructing some sort of system, it is recommended to use the corners closest to the spine to set up your system. So. All right, our pulleys. We have multiple kinds of pulleys. We have double swivel pulleys. We have single swivel pulleys and just single pulleys. So our double swivel are going to be rated for 9,500 pounds, but the weakest part of it is going to be our becket, and that's going to be rated for 6,500 pounds. So the way it's constructed, it's a wheel with a grooved rim around which a rope will pass through. It can act as a change of direction or reduce the force needed to lift a load. Same thing with our single swivel pulley. We got some of the bad. We have more double swivel. We also have the single that is the same thing. Except it's rated for 500 pounds more. It's gonna be 10,000 pounds. It's the same thing. It's a wheel with a groove rim around which a rope can pass through. It can act as a change of direction or reduce the force needed to lift a load. All right. The clutch is next. It's going to be this right here. The clutch serves as a progress capture and controlled lowering mechanism, and it is rated at 600 pounds, less than the majority of the rest of our equipment. Rescue sender also serves as a progress capture and when compounding a system to provide better mechanical advantage. All right, so that is all the equipment that we're going to be using. Any questions over these? Thank you very much. All right, safety precautions. Key points. Pre-operation safety checks. Inspect all equipment. So looking at like our rescue sender, our ropes, our carabiner. Rescue sender, any form of equipment like that, we're gonna be looking for any kind of damage or any of the pieces that are not sitting properly or loose, broken off. They need to be taken out, inspected, before they can be used again. Ropes, typically on ropes, we're looking for cuts, abrasions, burns, any kind of damage, fraying. If you see anything like this, it needs to be taken out of service immediately and inspected by the vendor or by one of our quartermasters before it can be thrown back into circulation. Our carabiners, same thing. Any kind of damage or bending, warping, we're going to be checking the locking mechanism, making sure that it functions properly, and it'll stop that carabiner from opening. All right. Ensure that the clutch is properly engaged with the load oriented as directed for controlled descent operation. So it is described on there. It'll show you exactly where the working end of the rope as opposed to the load bearing portion of the rope will go. During the operation, maintain clear communication between team members. Everyone is a safety officer on these kinds of trainings or operations. So feel free, anyone from firefighter to chief, if you see a safety issue, go ahead and call it out. Be loud and proud about it. We can stop the operation right there and address any safety issues on the spot. Avoid sudden movements or jerking motions during the haul process. All of our equipment involved is rated for shock loads, but excessive force on any of them could cause failure. So post-operation, we're going to conduct a debrief to ensure equipment is safely stored and inspected for wear. Common hazards in this kind of situation is going to be rope failure, accidental disengagement of the clutch, and environmental factors like wind or unstable terrain, things like that. All right. All right, so this is going to be our basic anchor system with the lowering system attached. So right here, we're going to set up an anchor system. You see it right like that. Like I said, we could use this per 6, wrap it around, and then we can just hook a carabiner into our clutch. Hook directly there, or we have an anchor plate if we want to have more points for more systems to come off of. We put that on there. Always make sure our locking mechanism is operating properly. And then we'll do another one off of it. Right there. Like I said, this it's oriented for us on the clutch itself where the rope is going to go through, our working end as opposed to our loaded end. So you can see this right here. That's going to be our load. So the rope is going to go in like this. This is our basic lowering system right here. And we have somebody that will be operating the lever to be able to activate the release on that clutch, where you can pull out the rope. And that'll be our controlled descent. Okay. Alright. So just like that, this is exactly how this is set up. Alright, now converting from a lowering system to a hauling system. Our key points here. We're going to identify the need to switch from a lowering operation to a hauling. In this case, the rescuer has reached and secured their victim, and they have called to go ahead and start hauling. So at that point, we're going to set up our system to a hauling system. At this point, we're going to attach the rescue center device onto the loaded line. I'll take a carabiner, hook it up to the rescue center. We'll also hook our swivel pulley onto that carabiner. We'll take the working end of our rope, come down into our pulley. Right there, now we have a hauling system, or what we like to call a Z-rig. So now when we pull, we have a 3-to-1 mechanical advantage pulling up our load, and now we can adjust and reset our rescue sender and pull the load. Make sense? So now we have incorporated a mechanical advantage system using ropes, carabiners, and pulleys to assist in the haul. Now we'll begin hauling and ensure proper communication and control throughout the entire iteration. At the end of it, like you've just seen right here on the table, and as we put together, this is exactly what it's going to look like. So we have our anchor plate, our carabiner right here. This is going to serve as our clutch device right here. Come down here. This orange piece right here is going to act as our rescue center. We have another carabiner, our swivel pulley, and this is our very, very strong hands pulling this 3-to-1. And this is our load. So that's exactly how it's supposed to go. Are there any questions?
How do you know which way there's a big end and a small end to the rescue center? How do you know exactly how to put that on the line? Does it really make a difference?
It does make a difference. Going one way will capture the progress, and going the other way will let it slip right through. So like you mentioned, there's different sizes. There's a big end, and then there's a small end. I like to look at it kind of as for a pistol. That the small end goes towards the load, and the large end goes towards the working of the load. So, yeah. And you see this release right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is what allows the rescue center to slide up and down the rope. Okay. Sir, do you have any questions?
Can one of our students demonstrate setting this up?
Absolutely. Would you like to give it a go?
Of course.
So I'll leave the regular lowering system in place, and I'd like to see you convert it to a haul system, okay? And if there's any issues, I'll be sure to demonstrate the proper way. If there happens by some off chance there's an issue. Very good. There wasn't one issue that I could correct and take more time in my presentation. Thank you. Very good. Would you like to give it a go, sir? And if you have any issues, I can correct you. Just keep it in there. There we go. Now, this is loaded. Yep. There you go. Let me reset this. There you go. Now you have your progress capture, and we got 3-1 mechanical advantage. You guys did excellent. You followed all the protocols, safety. So, thank you very much for your time. Any other questions before I take off?
Yes.
No.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good night.